Well, thank you very much for watching part 2 of the BANKSIA bowl. Remember, I've got the bowl blank on the lathe right now, and I'm about ready to form the bowl up. So thank you very much again for watching. For me, I'm getting to where the reach of my bowl gouge is getting a little wobbly. So I'm going to go with my larger carbide tip right now to finish holding this out. Alright, well I have us as deep as we're going to go now. What I'm going to do is finish tapering through the inside, make a nice roundness to it, and then we'll work on smoothing off the outside. the bowl pretty much formed up now, and I wanted to be very careful about how thin I went. This is just a piece of the banksia that had been cut off, and you can see it's um, fairly brittle and could be very, very fragile. So I wanted to make sure I didn't put myself in a position where I was doing something like that and snap the project. So I'm leaving it a little bit thicker than I normally would if it was just a hardwood. I think the bowl's going to look really nice. I think the banksia actually came out a lot better than I could have originally envisioned. I started off committed to filling in the crevices with an epoxy that's dyed, and I'm going to go ahead and continue to do that. I think when I do my next one like this, instead of using epoxy, I'll go ahead and I'll use a wood glue and see if I can't leave these crevices intact and use more of a natural finish on it. And I'm doing this so when I roll it, I won't have to worry about it dripping out. This will be a nice pattern right here. All right, the epoxy on the outside is pretty well set. I'm just going to go ahead and leave the tape on for the time being. And I'm going to go ahead, and it seems like it's going to be a bit more of a challenge to do the inside here, but we're going to basically go through and do the same process. And it may take me 1 or 2 go-arounds to get this, depending upon how long the epoxy works. But I'm just basically going to try and go in and fill up all of the crannies that I can, as full to the top as I can. Try not to get too much of it on my hardwood. I could always sand it out if I had to and turn it out a little bit more when I'm done. So I won't get like overly paranoid about it, but just makes it easier if I can be a little bit more in control with this. And I'll tape it down as I go. All right, I think we've let it sit enough. Let's go ahead and pull it off and see where we're at with this. Well, all right, my plan right now is just to kind of drag a spindle gouge along here and just scrape it while it's going. See if we can't get the bulk of this out. And I think if we do that, then we'll be in a real good position to do our sanding and stuff. because of the inside reach, I'm going to go ahead and again I'm going to use my large carbide tip tool to scrape that out. Okay, I'm going to turn on the dust collection unit and put my dust begon on, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to start to sand down now. Well, I've sanded this up to 1200 grit, and I was wanting to put a CA finish on it, but I'm really thinking that that's going to be more of a task than I want to go ahead and do with this right now. So I'm just going to use a high friction polish on it, and we'll kind of see how it comes out. Okay, I'm not sure how it's going to work with the epoxy, but we'll find out quick enough. All right, I'm going to put the finishing coat on it now. I know I'm not supposed to use cloth, but the kind of bit of little of the regularities here with the BANKSIA pod's kind of tearing my paper towels up. So I'm going to try just this little square and see if I can't put the last coat on this way. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I was actually turning two bowls as part of making this video. I've only shown you parts that we've done with the epoxy filled one up until right now, but I just wanted to show you what the natural one came out looking like. And I'm going to tell you, I'm already thinking I'm going to like this better than the epoxy filled one with the dyed epoxy. A tip I'd make, if you're turning this with a high-speed polish, it's going to eat up your paper towels. You may want to consider using a very small cloth to apply the polish on instead of the paper towels. And always make sure that you go through and clean out those crevices. There's an awful lot of debris in them. So be patient, and I think you'll be rewarded with a very nice project when you're all said and done. This is Chuck. I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it a whole bunch. You guys take care, be safe, and we'll get another project going soon.